Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of This Old House and all the stuff you got to do to keep it running. Today we actually have a pitted pipe which is ruptured, and this is going to the toilet in my kids' restroom. As you can see, water's coming out and it doesn't really show it on camera very well. However, this did a pretty good number on water coming out of the floor. We thought it was a clogged toilet coming out around the wax ring and everything else, but we found a hissing pipe, and this was actually on the metal pipe where this copper pipe goes into the metal. It's a decorative pipe that most old toilets have, and when they're metal, they expand, they pit, and after a certain amount of time, they rupture, so you have water going everywhere, and it starts little and gets bigger and bigger and bigger. So today what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to cut this pipe. I'm going to run a new pipe up. We're going to put a new valve on so we can stop this. I chose this project to show you. Most projects I don't even show you because we just have to get stuff done quickly. But before that, I got to get parts. So what I'm going to first do is I'm going to cut the pipe. I'm going to cap it, and then we'll go get the pipe so the rest of the house can stay in working condition. First, let's sand the pipe down. It's easier to do it now rather than later. That way when you cut it, you can put your cap right on. I've already started draining the house, but please expect water to still come out of this pipe. So don't stand right in front of it, stand to the side of it so you don't get all soaked and wet. Just be prepared. Move anything that's below it that could be electronic or that would get damaged. Hold a bucket up here. Whatever you need to do. What I'm going to use to cap it is just a small little shark bite cap. Looks like this. You can buy them anywhere, but these are great for temporarily capping something. And in order to get it off, you just compress this ring in and you can slide it off, and this will get you through a pinch for sure. Alright, here comes water. Okay, there you go. Going to take the edge off of this so I don't pinch or cut the gasket inside of the shark bite. Okay, that's on there now. Now we can turn the house back on, go get the parts we need, and complete the repair. Alright, we have the parts. Let's go ahead and take this off. Remember, stand to the side. Try to drain water, but you're going to have residual up here. I don't have the tool, so I just use a set of channel locks, or whatever you want to call them. And I squeeze and pull forward. And just rock it. It doesn't take much, as long as you're squeezing. Here comes the water. So let it drain out. And there you go. So that's all it takes for a shark bite, like this. Very simple tool, very effective. So we'll get the rest of the water out and remember to catch it if it's in a place of harm. Alright, so the water stopped coming out. Make sure it's completely dry, it's clean. The big part is make sure there's no water inside. So pull the pipe down, get the water out. You're still going to have some, because if you start to solder this, because we have to install the PEX adapter, then it's never really going to take. The heat isn't going to get this metal hot enough. If there's water in there boiling, steaming out, it's just going to blow it out. So make sure you get it all out. Now we're going to flux it, we're going to put it together, and we're just going to solder it. You don't need much. Don't put gobs of it on there. And make sure that you flux your fitting as well. We put it on. Okay, that's all it takes. You just press it in and the heat will pull it in. all the way around. You see it come back out the bottom. You know you're okay. It does not take a lot of heat to do this, especially on a brass adapter. So for this particular application, we're going to use expandable fittings. We're not going to use the crimp style. I think these are just a little bit more reliable. So the first thing you do is you put your ring, your expansion ring onto your pipe. We'll get this into place first. And then we'll use our expander tool. In this case, I'm using the Milwaukee expander tool. This is a professional expander tool. It's for ProPEX. So you just press the trigger, it expands it. And you just push it on, you hold it, you let it shrink down by itself. You're supposed to hold it in place, I think 30 seconds, something like that. Alright, so here's the problem. This whole little chrome piece, which is just metal and it's soldered to copper, is just completely disintegrated and it's pitting out. So we're going to take this off here, put our new valve on, and we should be good to go. Make sure we measure this. So something I like to do is when it penetrates through a floor and I want to keep it still, I just put these little mounts here and pull it over and screw it down. That helps keep everything in place, keep it stable, and keep it from pulling. So that's going to help hold it in place. Now we'll just cut the pipe to the right size. Just hold it. And I'm probably going to put a sconce over top of this, like a nice little metal casing that's going to hide what this actually looks like, and that's going to help it, you know, aesthetically, but it's not necessary. Alright, it's all back together. I've let this sit long enough. We'll put the supply line back on, we'll turn the water on, and we'll check for leaks. Alright, so the water's back on, there's no leaks downstairs. Let's turn this on. See the air bubbles coming up. Okay, so no leaks. Everything seems to be going okay. Alright, so we're good to go. Alright everyone, so I wanted to conclude the video by showing you the failed part. So see this? This is copper, which was soldered into a metal pipe. This is more of a decorative pipe, and it's also a valve that goes to a toilet, so this is what goes through your floor. So it's really the aesthetics that you're paying for here. But consider this. With copper, it turns green, but it doesn't expand like metal, and it doesn't start to degrade. So you can see this is the original pipe. But when it comes to steel, look at this. So it expands, it separates, and then you have that. So if you have this in your bathroom, something like this, it's over 10 years old. I don't know, maybe even 5 years old. Just watch out for it, and make sure you keep an eye on it. And if you start seeing pinholes or leaking or something like that, that's what's called pitting. You really need to get in there and replace it before it can flood your house out. So I hope this was helpful to everyone. If it was, please subscribe. Don't forget to hit the notification bell. Hit the like button. See you in the next video.